Well, okay, my apologies. Trying to get back to what it is we do, right? Okay. So this would have been my Tuesday's video, but they just getting to it. Had been back and forth to the hospital, tending to my daughter and my new grandson. And I know you guys don't want to hear all that, but that's what it is, right? So anyway, getting back to it. So I did drop a short that night, and I dropped a short on last night. So now I got to do the two regular videos to reinforce what I said, to give the whole nutshell. So let's get to it. I'm Chris. Thanks for tuning in. And what I'll be talking about this evening is why most investors lose during market cycles. Hopefully that's not you, right? But if we live long enough, all of us lose at some point. Name of the game is to try and keep your losses as small as possible, right? So here we go. So markets don't destroy investors, behavior does. The common cycle, people tend to buy during excitement, right? Panic during corrections, sell near the bottom. We all know, or we all have heard, the name of the game is buy low, sell high. But those nerves and those emotions and those topsy-turvy convictions oftentimes will set you up to sell near the bottom. Hopefully that's not what we do. If we practice the first rule of thumb, the first set of discipline, you only want to invest money that you're not going to need for a year or two. If you do that, when it's at the bottom, if it's not, if you do your research and the company is not going out of business, then you continue to buy when it's near the bottom. So that way you bring your average down. So when it does takes back off again, you'll be in there, right? So gonna keep it moving. Hopefully that made sense. If it didn't, then you might need to watch it again. Rewind it, do whatever it takes, go do your own research to see if it makes sense, and do what makes sense. Walk in wisdom, right? I'm always talking to be wise, walk in wisdom. Not just saying that, it's not just a catchphrase. It's how we should be walking in every area of life. Moving on. Emotional investing. Wow. Without structure, people chase momentum. Hopefully you are not one of those people. Hopefully you have structure. That's what I'm always talking about. Structure, stewardship, right? Walking in wisdom. Okay. Oversized positions. One of my good friends, Stocks with Josh likes to say, if you have a position size and you can't sleep at night because of your position size, then my good friend, you are probably oversized in that position. So don't let that be you. If you have a position size that's causing you not to sleep at night, you can't get that peace, and I said we like to value our peace, then you might want to reduce some of that position size, right? Just can't tell you what to do. We are all our own CEOs of our own portfolio. But if that position is causing you too much unrest, might not be the position size for you. Let's move on. Abandon strategy. If you have a strategy, stick to your strategy. When we watch these wonderful NBA basketball games, the awesome National Football League, or whatever sport you're in, college, high school, whatever it is, they come up with a game plan. In other words, their strategy. Whether or not they stick to their strategy, yes, you may need to pivot at times throughout the process because of things that is going on, right? And we have to pivot even in this financial game. But you need to have a strategy. And if your strategy is well thought out, well researched, stick to your strategy. Pivot when necessary, but overall, stick to your strategy. Follow your strategy through to the end. Then you can figure out where you went wrong at and how you can fix it with your next strategy for your next goal. But if you learn nothing, you're subject to repeat it all over again. Next, Discipline wins. Let me say that again. I wanted to make this short, but I'm already 5 minutes in. That's past a short. Let me keep going. Discipline wins. Hopefully you have discipline and you practice your discipline. So, discipline protects capital during chaos. Let me say that again. Discipline has a way of protecting your capital during chaos. When everything is going crazy in the markets and in the political world and the economical world and what have you, if you practice your disciplines, you'll be okay, right? You will be okay. You'll ride the tide out, and sooner or later things will turn, they will shift, and it will start going the other way. So survival allows participation in the next opportunity. So when I'm always talking about how something protects something, break that down for your own self, right? If I don't break it down enough for you to really understand it, go and Google each thing or go and Google the whole phrase and you'll get a better understanding of it, right? So discipline has a way of protecting your capital during chaos. When everything is chaotic and running crazy and making no sense, if you had a strategy, if you did your research, if the moves you made were wise, hold on to the moves you made. Get off the market, shut it down, go do something else, and in due time, in due season, you will reap your harvest. A moment ago, when I was talking about panic selling and selling near the bottom, the chaos got the best of you. You allowed yourself to have too much fear. You did not rely on your discipline and your knowledge and your wisdom and your research, and you allowed the circumstances to cause your knees to buckle. And then about 2 days after you buckled, things began to turn around, and you started seeing it. You saw the pendulum, like I'm saying that right, swing the other way. Then you started looking at the dollars that you left on the table, how you sold at a loss. Okay. Hopefully I beat that nail enough that you understood what I was saying, because it's time to close out now. So hopefully I've said something to help you, to encourage you, to enlighten you along this financial journey. And if you will, please hit that like, please hit that subscribe, right? Do all the YouTube friendly things for me. Share it with someone. Walk in wisdom.